Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Terry, and as promised, this is my Madagascar import order that was facilitated through Botanica Limited. They're out of Montana, Missoula, Montana, I believe, and I've ordered several times from them. They have all kinds of orchid species and hybrids, but they specialize in angricoids. So they have a lot of the kinds of orchids that I cherish and want so much in my collection. The story was I had pre-ordered these based on a pre-order that I made last year. John from LOC, Louisiana Orchid Connection, contacted me because he was the one who was actually ordering from Madagascar, being the middleman, I assumed. Placed the order in early March. The orchids were supposed to arrive in the end of March, and they did arrive, and when they came through San Francisco, I believe they needed to be sprayed because they found some bugs, and then the spray more or less just killed the orchids. So that was the end of that. They refunded my money that time. But I do believe, in general, when you order these orchids from even Equigenera, it's more or less at your own risk, I would think, because you're buying something that has more or less been clipped from the wild with no roots. So, you buy it sort of going into it knowing that, with the expectation that you're going to have to revive the plant and stabilize it to your environment. So they did refund me that time, and then a month later I got another email from Botanica saying they were doing an import. So, it's been a while in coming, but here it is, and I already opened the box. It actually came while I was at work, and I just opened the box just to make sure that things were okay, because they actually arrived through customs last week. Since I was in San Diego, they held my orchids at Botanica in their greenhouses until I got back this week. So they shipped it out on Monday. I got them today is Wednesday. So they have been sitting for almost a week, half of a week, after being in the States. So here we go. Also, in addition to the ones that I ordered, the imports, there is another plant that I won in an eBay auction that Botanica happened to they were the seller, so they just threw the plant in this box. And there's I guess this is Sadie's. Won't go with that. I just want to unbox just so you guys see. This is going to be, it's going to be one video, but I'm going to do it in 3 parts, because what I didn't do last time I did these videos, I didn't show more or less how I rehydrate them and then more or less pot them up. I just sort of go from, one of my previous videos, I have just gone from the box to the potted up plant or mounted plant or whatever. And so I just kind of want to take you through the process just to give you a better idea, in case any of you are wanting to do this, because it's available to anyone. So let's just start. And as I said, I already opened the box, and obviously these are the imports, and this is how they arrive, just wrapped in some live sphagnum, well, tillandsia, if you want to call it that. Okay, so the first one that I have here looks like it's Aranthis nidus. That's it. So this is clump forming Aranthis. It still has the same pendant spikes that rebloom off of old spikes. Did get one of these last year, but my imports that I got last year, they all suffered because I was out of the country when they arrived, and they sat around for 2 more weeks before I got to them, and they were just totally desiccated, because this is how they are shipped from Madagascar. So it's been some time since they were detached from the mother plant and from wherever they were growing. Okay, so that's this one. I will probably figure out what I'm going to do with this later, and I'll take you through that process. Let's set this one up here. The next one down in here is another angricoid. And this has to be Anglicon Litorale. And there's the tag. And that is a nice size plant. This is similar to a Diderii Praestans, short stem with bands of leaves, semipodio growth habit as bandaceous types do. So I'll probably just pot this up in bark mix, and that's the plant. There are other roots. The next up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of wrap these all up in the moss that it came with, and I'm going to soak them in some rainwater. Might have a little bit of tea in it as well. I do that Rick technique. Well, I don't want to say it's Rick's technique. That's where I heard it from, but it's the weak tea method that helps revive roots. And this is another Aranthes, one of my favorite Aranthes. I used to have one of these. Sorry if I'm focusing down. But this is Aranthes pyrotii. And this is the tag, if you're interested. Yeah, you can see that. Pyrotii. So it's got the typical Aranthes fans, as I said, sympodial, produces more new growth, new fans, new leaves from the center of the growth and produces dependent spikes. This is a nice sized plant. So I don't know, I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do with these yet. I typically try to mount or put in baskets my Aranthes, because they are pendant spiking plants. Now I know that's got to be the one that I got on eBay. Okay, and I only got 5 imports. So this one, it's so rough. Hey friends. Anyway, this is another. This is Jumelia. Forgot that I got this. This is there's 2 plants. This is the fruit title I'm talking about right now. There's the roots on it. And there's the plant. Okay, and the last import that I got is another Anglicon, and that's this Beckelardia macrostachya. And these get a pretty white flower. This is a terrestrial, more of a terrestrial type. But as I said, it looks really bad. I am going to probably put some dragon's blood on some of these brown areas and hope that they recover. Fingers crossed. But as I said, there's always a risk. And then the last plant that I won on eBay auction, which is a plant that I used to have, and it bloomed for me beautifully, and if I can find the bloom picture, I'll put it up. But this is an Arides. No, it's an Arandis. It blooms in the style of a bird in flight. And like I said, I had one that bloomed beautifully for me. And after it bloomed, it just started to decline. And I have heard that some orchids do bloom themselves to death, but this one sure did. This is Arangus Elysii. So, nice sized plant. These bloom fairly small size, but it can get to be a larger sized plant. Again, Vanda, Vanda type growth. And will be taken care of in that manner, making sure the roots stay moist, any area roots misted daily, and take it from there. So that's my Madagascar haul, and that's the plants. So I'm going to continue on with the rest of this video, and I'm going to show you how I rehydrate each and every one of them. That's the next step before I pot them up or mount them. Okay, be back in a flash. All right, and here I am back in the kitchen, and I've got my plants just soaking in plain rainwater with this same moss. I have 2 in one in this one, and this is the Aranthis. What I think that I'm going to do is the Aranthis, I think I'm probably going to put it in a clay pot. These all like to be intermediate, more or less, although the Angraecum likes to be hot. And since this is done, got my hot water, got my tea bag. So really, that's all I want. And I'm just going to add it to what's already in there, just a little bit. Making sure not to get any in the crown, of course. And then I'm just going to let that soak for a little bit longer. And I'll be right back. Okay, it's Terry, and welcome back to my channel. And we're back here in the kitchen, and these new orchids that I just got today have been soaking in the rainwater, and then it has been soaking in rainwater with weak tea. So they should be fairly hydrated and ready to be repotted, or well, hydrated enough to repot. And I've got various things that I'm going to repot them in, and just my mix right here that I use. This side is a mix that I just buy out of the bag, a big bag at Hauserman's. It is bark and sphagnum. I would say it's probably 60% bark and 40% sphagnum. It's got a lot of sphagnum in it. And on this side I just have some plain sphagnum, but I'm going to use the majority of the moss that came with the plants, and just get them in the pot, and I'm not going to use a lot of media. These are Vandaceous types, so I'm going to put them in these, whereas these two, I'm just going to put this one, this Aranthis, just in a pot, and just with the moss, and put some media in the bottom to hold it down. And I'm going to do the same with this, except I'm going to put this in the bark mixture. And this one I'm going to put in a pot with probably this medium that I'm using now instead of the lava rock, which I will explain now. I went earlier to the nursery, the garden nursery, where I generally, wow, my dog is just throwing up. Wow, okay. Anyway, I usually go there and get the lava rock. It's the black, big, thick size, chunky size of lava rock that I like to put on my cattleyas and my Angraecoids in. But this year they told me they were no longer carrying that. They were carrying something that was called bark rock, which was primarily a landscape material. And so this is what I've been using to repot my orchids with this year. This is what it looks like. I was skeptical about it, but the way that it is porous throughout, evidenced by all of the cracks and fissures in there, I thought that it would be appropriate for it and might actually retain a little bit of moisture when you water it. Although the idea is to drain quickly because in the summer I like to water a lot, especially in the heat of the day. So that's what I'm using. And to give you an example of how my things have been doing, I've repotted these, and you can so it's really not all that bad. But anyway, back to this. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to repot them, and I'm going to show you really simply what I'm going to do with this one, and then I'll come back with all the rest of them probably already done. So with this one, more or less what I'm going to do is take some of the moss off. See where the roots are. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. That is a nice root system. So I'm just gonna kind of drape the plant in and around the pot. Make sure the roots are kind of in there, like so. And this. Holds some of the bottom roots in, plus provides drainage at the bottom. Make sure that's snug in there. And there. What I'm going to do is lay it in there and then drape it with the moss like that. Hard to do with one hand, but if I wanted to show you all by process and how I choose in the media, and this is okay because these plants are pretty pendant anyway in the wild. They hang down from trees and their spikes are long. So what I'm probably going to do is put a little hanger and then just hang it so that it's pendant like that. It's wonky. It'll get better as it acclimates. Hopefully it will. And what I will not forget to do is I won't forget to put the date on here. And this is my Aranthis pyrotii. Okay, so that's how I'm going to pretty much leave that one. Give it a good drink. And then I'll probably put it outside on my porch in the shade. Keep good watch over it. Make sure it gets moisture. And when I come back, I'll have the rest of them done. All right, everyone. There they are, more or less. I am done. I have a little bit of backfilling to do on this. This seemed to be something that was just cut cut from a mother plant. And so what I did was I put it in the pot up to the level of the rim where the soil would be, where the pseudobulbs start. And then I put that, the rock to hold it in steady. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually look in here. This is my Angry Cord book. And I'm going to see if I can figure out what this requires. While I flip to this page, this is the Bichlardia, and I was trying to, I actually said, well, let me correct myself. I first said that all of these were sympodial, which they're monopodial. They have one stem. And this is not a terrestrial. These are all more or less epiphytes. And some of them grow on this near the sea, and some of them grow more in the mountains. Some of them do have lichen and moss at their roots, and so I just want to make sure that I'm putting them in the right media. I know I have my Aranthis in the right thing, but I just want to check on this. No, well, I want to check on the Drumelia, but I just wanted to show you the beautiful flower on this plant, which is this plant. So it will continue to get fans, continue to get leaves, which grow upward. You know, hopefully I can recover this plant, and I still need to remind myself to put the dragon blood on it. I'm hoping that it does come on, still produce more new growths from the top, and it'll continue to grow taller and taller. And the flower spikes come from the axis, the leaf axis, as do Vandas do. So let me go and see if I can find the Drumelias in here to check on this one. And if I don't see it right here, I'm just gonna say forget about it. I don't know what should be right in this area. This is a really good book though. It's got every angraecoid in here to date. All of the other species. Okay, here's Drumelia, and this is Drumelia nudum, I believe. No, punctata. Okay, so there is punctata, typical Drumelia flower, fragrant. It says it's an epiphyte in humid evergreen forests. Okay. It does have black dots on the old leaf sheets, and the one that I had last year, it did have those black dots. Well, anyway, I don't want to make this video so long. I'm just going to put this in a little bark mix and just fill in the pot like that. Well, you know what? I'll just do this off camera, and when I come back, it will be done because I need to take some of that sphagnum out. So I'll be right back. Everybody, so here's my plants, and here's how I potted that up. I took all that excess live moss out and just filled it in with bark mix. And here they are. I'm gonna give them a good water and put them outside where they can get some nice humidity, and they're gonna be in the shade for a while until I see some new growth, and then I'll bring them out and treat them like I do the ones that are out there already. And hopefully I will be successful, but I will let you know how things go. So thanks for watching, everyone, and wish me luck on these imports, and enjoy your orchids. Bye.